President Dimena, I have the honor to present Dr. Moleen Madziva, class of 2009, today's commencement speaker. Molly's impressive accomplishments are summarized in the commencement program, and shortly we'll hear about her outstanding work in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, and commitment to a life of service to others. Molly has combined her passion for global social justice with her keen intellect and leadership skills to inspire change in Zimbabwe and in the United States. Fleeing a liberation struggle in her home country, Molly arrived in America 23 years ago and joined the Monmouth family after having completed an undergraduate degree in electrical and computer engineering at Drexel University, with stops along the way as a software engineer at Lucent Technologies and Avaya. But that was really just the start. Molly is an alumna by virtue of her graduate degree, a Master of Science in Software Engineering from Monmouth University that she earned in 2009. And today, she returns to West Long Branch as Dr. Madziva. Absolutely. Dr. Madziva, Molly, you are a long, long way from your native village. 7,841.3 miles, according to Google Maps. But welcome back to your academic home. Welcome back to your campus. We are very grateful that you could join us for our second graduate student commencement ceremony and share your insights with your soon-to-be fellow graduate student alumni. A new tradition of grad and student commencement is to have our speaker be an alumnus who can connect to and inspire their fellow Hawks. But Molly, I promise you, this entire platform party is inspired by you. Molly, we kindly request that you now deliver our commencement address.
Good afternoon, everybody, and hello, Monmouth University graduate class of 2018. I would like to take the opportunity to ground my heart and connect with each of you. African wisdom evokes that those who plan without the help of the Spirit must plan again. I am privileged to know of the ancestors whose spirit is ever present, but above all, I am beholden to the undeniable presence of God in this moment. It's of paramount importance for me to begin with an expression of immense gratitude to President Dimena and the Board of Trustees for seeing something in me that others were yet to see. Thank you for acting bravely on the promise of Monmouth University's diversity mission, placing me here as the first Black woman ever to offer a commencement address here. Something tells me I won't be the last. My story of deep intellect, prevailing generosity, and sincere beauty provides the transparency of why I am unapologetically here. My profound thanks also to faculty, staff, special guests, students, parents, friends, and family for your enduring hospitality and the generous quality of your time. I have the extraordinary honor of being accompanied here today by some very special people who are members of my super impressive global family circle. Hi, family! My father, the late Felix Madziva, was a fierce advocate for education and a quiet custodian of the land. Death may have stolen his seat in the audience today, but his heroic legacy is undisputable. We are all very blessed to be in the company of my mother, the remarkable, beautiful Rose Madziva. She is a widow, mother of 7, survivor, farmer, social entrepreneur, and spirit medium. And guess what? She came all this way from Zimbabwe, over 7,000 miles, I guess I understand now, just to help to ululate in the celebration of the unparalleled class of 2018. I must say there is no better campus than Monmouth University where you're ululated for your monumental achievements. Indeed, much is going on in the world, and yet we get to be so fortunate to be safely here in the presence of our radiant minds. I kindly invite you now to take a deep breath, sit back, relax, get comfortable in your seat. Feel your feet on the floor. Wiggle your toes if you can. Acknowledge the person sitting next to you. We are alive. And hence, may we arise fully to our collective wisdom and give generously from that place. In preparing my remarks for you today, I considered that what may be more meaningful beyond technical advice is my story in its unarmed, authentic sense. I am a child of the fearless morning, born in 1975 at Gomo Hospital that is located in the capital city of what is now called Zimbabwe. My mother had an awfully complicated labor, and it would not have been safe for her to deliver me at our village home, and hence I got to go to hospital. I came out feet first, dancing. Just kidding, that was a few days later. I came out feet first, and because the color of my skin depicted that I had no rights, my only choice was to step right into the liberation struggle against British colonial rule. I'm told I cried profusely for the better part of my first year. Perhaps I was clearing my voice for the work I am set to do. So with $400 in my pocket, my first international flight was on May 26, 1995 on Lufthansa Airlines. I was so afraid and terribly sad to leave the only place that had shaped and sheltered me for 19 years. Some comfort came from knowing that my parents had spent all they had to purchase a round-trip ticket to ensure a way back home if the new world did not have room for me. Some consolation also came from knowing that I was going to college in very unique and rewarding circumstances. Perhaps I've always been such an eager student because access to education is not guaranteed in the developing world. While in flight, I remember thinking how quickly the paradigm had shifted when they offered me green eggs for breakfast. I ate them, I'm a foodie. After 36 hours of flying and layovers, I arrived in the US, and a long, winding few months led me to the Drexel University campus in Philadelphia. The situation was rather arduous as an immigrant student navigating a new culture in an advanced society, let alone the grave economics of the US college education system. I often wrote home to my dad to let him know that I was okay and that he should be revered for his thoughtful investment in girls' education, because here I was an admired young woman in STEM. Standing on the shoulders of many, I graduated from Drexel University in June 2000 with a Bachelor of Science degree in electrical and computer engineering. As we stood in line at graduation, I realized I was one of only 3 women at the walking ceremony for our electrical engineering cohort. It was such a big achievement, even for me. And tears of joy greeted my parents, who sat proudly in the crowd, waiting for me to walk across the stage. Certainly within the personal development context, I had grown during my college tenure because I had persevered and become more resilient. Yet a deeper assessment of this growth reveals that it was broadly on the concrete level, because it wasn't until grad school, right here at Monmouth University, that my awareness of the subtle global dynamics kicked in, and my education became a crown of responsibility. After attending the Development Marketplace Forum at the World Bank in Washington, D.C., I began to question how my growing acumen could contribute to global development. For support, I reached out to various departments across the Monmouth University campus to initiate dialogue on universal poverty eradication protocols, particularly for my small community of Macheke in Zimbabwe. I partnered with over 20 professors in the schools of science, business, public health, humanities, and education. And along with dozens of Monmouth University students, we engaged in collaborative research. We worked under the wing of the university's Institute for Global Understanding, and the idea of the Macheke Sustainability Project was born. The Office of the President accepted our request to execute a unique memorandum of understanding for the project, because it was so evident that our work was contributing to meaningful change on the ground in Zimbabwe. It was very impressively inspiring to me to watch how professors, students, and staff came together to form an effective cross-functional force for good. I did all this while working full-time as a systems engineer in telecommunications at Avaya, proving that compassion and intelligence can be paired for excellence. After attaining my Master of Science degree in software engineering, I continued my collaborative work with the Macheke Sustainability Project, and we received our initial grant funding from the Seagull Family Foundation. I then transitioned from telecommunications engineering to the medical devices industry and embarked on yet another educational challenge to earn a PhD in sustainability education from Prescott College in 2014. On countless days that I was so absorbed in the complex biomedical engineering of the world's first ever implantable cardiac monitor, I would then come home and immerse my nights in thorough sustainability studies. Just this past month, that device that we worked on at Angel Medical Systems was approved for commercial use by the FDA, and it is so gratifying to know that my efforts will contribute to saving lives for years to come. While I have managed to rise above the trauma of colonization and prejudice that come along with that, I am awake to the truth of how injustice is not some distant part of history, but rather the tangible, painful experience of so many people right here in our time. There's an African proverb that says, "The axe forgets what the tree remembers." The axe forgets what the tree remembers. May your collective voice as a graduating class be louder than ever to speak against any injustice. Injustice to self, injustice to other, injustice to our planet. Joseph Rigby, who gave last year's brilliant commencement address, said that he wishes he had been more involved with charities and community service sooner. Indeed, giving is the best reflection of personal success. So why not start today with who you are, where you are, what you know, and what you have. The work we do with the Macheke Sustainability Project is uncovering that poverty is not only about circumstances, but also about character and spirit. An African embodied practice called Hunu or Ubuntu is rooted in the deeper awareness that one's humanness is only fulfilled in the recognition of another's existence. And it is so state-of-the-art that pure Hunu transcends race. Rooted in the spirit of hospitality, generosity, justice, and empathy to vulnerability, Hunu is a sustainable approach to development because it is the embodiment of a universal bond of sharing that connects all humanity. With your prestigious Monmouth University graduate degree, you now have achieved higher education of the mind. But perhaps contributing to global development in some way may enhance your deeper education of the heart. What vision and intention do you have for yourself and your work? What do you need to let go of? Who are you becoming? I hope that the inquiry of who you're becoming continues beyond this arena with a calm remembrance that we often don't see things as they are, but rather as we are. My kindest wish for you is that you live a life that is exceptional. A life where access to your basic needs does not have to cloud your clarity of the difference between the value of time and that of money. A life so wholesome that you have a sustained sense of safety, belonging, and an esteemed conscious membership in our planetary family. I will end with this insight that profoundly resonates with African traditional ecological knowledge. Nothing in nature lives for itself. Rivers do not drink their own waters. Trees do not eat their own fruits. The sun does not give heat for itself. Flowers do not spread fragrances for themselves. So living for others, now that is the abiding rule of nature. So well done, class of 2018, and stand up and let's just celebrate for a moment together.